Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to The Honest Entrepreneur. My name's Adam, and today we're going to be talking about your domain name. Now, before you go out and you choose and buy your domain name, let me give you a little bit more information about this so I can help you make a better choice. Now, when it comes to the internet, it comes to like search engines, Google, Bing, whatever it might be, um, it's really important that your domain has trust. Now, what is trust? Trust is the difference between buying brand new shoes at a reputable store like Payless or a Sports Authority or some kind of like Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever well-known shoe store there is versus buying shoes at Joe's Shoes. Now, and I think in those examples, you can identify, okay, if I go to this store, I buy from like Dick's Sporting Goods or the Sports Authority or Foot Locker. I know what I'm gonna get. I know the kind of service I'm gonna get. I know the product and the guarantees I'm gonna get. Now you go to like Joe's Shoes, and again, you don't know if you can trust this company. You know, if you can trust this business. So that's basically what, in a nutshell, what I'm talking about when it comes to trust. Now, when it comes to domain names are kind of the same thing. Like your information that you're selling, the information that you're providing or giving, Google or the search engine needs to know, is this information trustworthy? Is this information what is it accurate? Is this what the people are searching for? And it's the responsibility of the search engines to provide the most accurate, the best information to the searches that are inputted. And what I'm going to talk about today, what I'm going to help you with, is how to help you to build a little bit more trust to get started with. Now, let me give you another example real quick before we go into actually how to go about doing this. And I use this a lot when discussing SEO and how SEO works. But for this, it works also for trust too. Now, imagine a shopping mall, and the shopping mall is kind of like just like a strip mall, right? Now, in the strip mall, there's all kinds of stores. There's clothing, there's shoe stores, there's sports stores, there's game stores, whatever. Whole bunch of stores. And you, as a new business owner, as a online presence, you want to have your store within the shopping mall. Well, the owner of the shopping mall decides, okay, this is where your store is going to be. This is going to be your location. Well, they don't know you, do they? You're Joe's Shoes. So again, where are they going to put your store? They have all these well-known brands, all these brands that are selling really well and being really profitable for the store, but is also as well for the shopping mall. So where are they going to put Joe's Shoes? They're going to stick it way in the back because they don't know you. They don't trust you. They don't know that your product is going to be as good as, or your service is going to be as good as these very well known and really well established names. So, what I'm going to help you with today is I'm going to help you build a little bit better trust by choosing what's called an age domain, or we're going to go to an auction site, and I'm going to teach you how to search and how to find a domain name that is close to what you're looking for and also will have a little bit more trust and reputation. And before I go into that too, like another side note, this is just an option. If you want to have a very specific name that's relevant to your business and you want to just start from that and build it up yourself, there's ways you can do that. And of course you can do that. And there's ways to help build trust as well. It just might take a little bit longer to rank higher. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, so let's get into it. I'm going to switch over to my computer here, and I already have a site brought up. Now here we have GoDaddy auctions. There's a lot of different auction sites. I've just always used this one because it's what I first originally learned about 15 years ago. And this is where I always buy whenever I'm starting a new business or starting a new online presence, this is where I go to get my domain. So as I said, when it comes to domain, these are websites that are basically, for one reason or another, the person that bought it originally decided that they're going to discontinue the business. They don't need the domain name, whatever, and people just buy them. People just come up with like ideas for domain names, and they buy them and they hold on to them, expecting or maybe hoping that in the future another person will start a business, and this person will want that domain name. They'll come to an auction site like this, and they'll buy them. Okay, so let's take a look, and basically here is the layout. Here we have the amount of traffic that it gets each month, how old the domain is, the price they're currently looking for. In this case, this is an auction, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for a buy it now type option. And this is how many bids and offers it's gotten. And probably it's such a high amount of bids because it's 29 years old. And 29 years old, that's a pretty well established domain name. In addition to that, has estimated value, time left until it expires. Don't know what Majestic is. Majestic, I don't know that. Backlinks, 25. That's pretty good. So basically, it has backlinks from 25 different sources, 5 referring domains. So it's I mean, I don't know if it's $9,000, but as you can see, it definitely has a lot of value here. But like I said, we're not going to use this. We're going to do what? We're going to go to advanced search. And we're going to look for keywords. And let's say, that was a previous search. We're going to look for, let's say we'll start a shoe store. So we were talking about that already. So contains the word shoe. Now we can put here if we want it to start with the word shoe or end with the word shoe, it doesn't really matter. If you want it to start with shoe, then start with shoe. We want end with shoe, end with shoe. But in this case, we just want the word shoe to be in there. And time to end doesn't really matter because what we're going to do is we're looking for a buy it now type option. So what type of option? We want a public buy now, so we can just buy it straight up. We don't have to do like the auctions and the battle. Price, I don't usually set that. I just see what's there. Number of bids, don't really care. Extension, I usually still go with .com. No matter what I'm doing, I go for .com first. Characters, age. Now for this one, I don't know if it's still the same, but when I first learned about this, it said the minimum of 2 years was probably the best. And if you want to have it to already have traffic, here's where you put. You could just put 1, for example, or if you're looking for something more. But the more traffic, the more expensive it's going to be. So I'm just keep it at empty and just for the search and apply filters. So in this case, not very good results. Think was shoe. Think was shoe. Price is $1,500. Okay, this is not a good result. So let's go back and make some adjustments. So contains the word shoe, type, public buy now. I'll just take that off and see what else is out there. Maybe that was it. Okay. So it was a public buy now option that was kind of doing it. So in this case, we have bids. So here we have our results basically, and I'm going to sort by age because that's the most important thing the reason why I'm here, and go to descending. And what we're looking for is all the buy it now options. And if I like high heel shoes, if that's what I'm going for, if I'm going to sell high heels, I mean the spelling is not correct, but you can do some wordplay on it. Maybe do some kind of graphics where there's a person saying high and high heels. It's just, you can get creative with it. For example, this one's $1,500. That's not really considered. Kids dress shoes. If you're selling kids dress shoes, for example, or you have a specific line of kids dress shoes, 18 years old, so that's pretty good, and $11 to buy it now. And keep going. Here's 3 more. So basically, as you can see, this is how you would go about finding an age domain. And I've done this with so many different sites. One, for example, I did a cooking channel, and I had the word cook. This is going to come back with a lot. Here's a buy it now. Cook ows. Okay, I don't know what that is about, but it's really, really expensive. sort by age again, descending. So $11, the Cook's line. So that's not bad. I mean, I could, if I wanted to do like a cooking channel, a cooking domain, I could think of some different ways I can kind of structure the Cook's line and kind of like have like a line at when people are working in the kitchen, they usually stand in a line at the different counters preparing the food. So I could kind of imagine coming up with something like that. And it's 24 years old, so that's really strong. Doesn't have any traffic right now, but that doesn't mean anything. It just could mean that it's hasn't been used for a long time and it's just kind of the traffic's kind of died off. Best cooking books. There's a good one. So if you're starting a channel about cookbooks or doing different recipes through different cookbooks, like today I'm going to use Julia Child's cookbook and we're going to do this recipe. Then next week's episode we'll do Gordon Ramsay's such and such cookbook about this recipe. So best cooking books, maybe that'd be a good site to start or do. Buy it now, $40, a bit high again, but it's 18 years old, so it's not bad. So again, this is how I would go. This is the process I use whenever I buy a domain. All right. So now that we've talked about domains, I'll go into it in a future video about how to set it up, because once you buy it, it's going to take maybe 2 days for them to transfer it over to basically release the website to your GoDaddy account. And it can be actually, it's usually done the same day, but sometimes it could take a couple days. And once you have your domain, you need to have a host for it. And the way I look at it, and the way I explain it to people too, is that a website, a domain, is basically, think of it as your store, basically. But you need somewhere to put your store. You can't just have your store set up in your car, right? You need to have your store in a physical location. And the the website's the exact same situation. You have your website, you have your domain name, but you need someone to host it, somewhere to hold it, basically. And there's one I use for all of my sites. I've actually just switched to this one. So here we have basically our host provider. Basically what we want to look for, and I'm going to go into this more detail in the next video probably, but we want to have something for multiple sites. And that's because we're going to start off with one domain, right? We're going to buy this one domain, but let's say that you start let's go back to cooking channel. So let's say you do the best cooking books channel, right? But all of a sudden you also want to start doing another channel about maybe kids can cook, or some kind of cooking channel for kids, or maybe you want to do reviews of the cookware you're using in your videos. And you can still do it through your current site, but you could also maybe want to start another channel or start doing streaming or something, whatever it might be, and you want to have another website. So in this case, with this one, you could have multiple websites, you could have 2, you could go another step up and have 3. So I think what I have is something like this, but I have unlimited websites. This is, when I got it, that was the plan they had. So you just visit per month. We don't have to worry about that now because we're just getting started. Storage, that's kind of important, but again, websites are usually pretty light, unless you're uploading videos, which I wouldn't recommend doing. You can, of course, but YouTube is quite easy to just link it to your website, so you don't really have to worry about storage so much. And it's something you can upgrade later too. You don't have to worry about it right now. Just choose the basic package. So if you want to just start off with the basic, that's fine, because you're just starting the website. You don't really need a lot getting started off. But in the future, you can easily just upgrade. You can contact them and say, yeah, I want to upgrade my plan to Plus or Choice Plus or Pro, whatever it might be. All right, so this, like I said, in the next video, I'll show you how to set this all up using setting up your I'm drawing a blank what it is, but you have to set up your website and you have to point your domain that you just bought from GoDaddy. You have to point it to your host. And I'll teach you how to do that. It's not too difficult. It's pretty straightforward. All right, with that, I hope this video was very valuable for you. Of course, as always, please like, subscribe, and share with as many people as you can, because that really helps us out. And if you know anybody that's going to be starting an online YouTube channel, podcast, or blog, or any kind of online presence, please point them in my direction. I'd be happy to answer questions and give some support. All right, thanks a lot, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.